starts now.
Well, mold, massive damage, and long overdue upkeep. Just some of the issues the city's housing agency is still finding at properties that were managed by a private company.
The Gibson Property Services, based out of Bloomington, ran more than a half dozen IHA properties until mid-January. Here's ITMA's Tim Spears, who went inside one of those properties.
Oh, this whole process has been totally frustrating.
Latosh Brown is trying to see what she can salvage.
Yeah, it might be starting to mold or something. I don't know.
Or throw out.
I ain't taking this tote.
Her front door is covered in mold. Her living room ceiling collapsed. A man helping her wears grocery bags wrapped around his feet because of the water on the floor.
I'm going through all this, and I shouldn't have to do this. I'm disabled. And I told these people I was disabled. I have a walker.
There was a fire at 16 Park in the apartment above Brown's back in October.
This is my living room.
In the 5 months since, she says her apartment and everything in it was exposed to rain and snow because the former property manager, Gibson Property Services, didn't make repairs and wouldn't move her to an acceptable unit. 16 Park is one of 8 IHA properties Gibson managed until January 15th.
You know, they was treating us like animals over here. Yeah, it's been a very sad place to live.
I visited all 8 of the former Gibson properties. Many have entire buildings boarded up. Some have signs of squatting. The Indianapolis Housing Agency says it's still figuring out how many of the former Gibson units are actually occupied. At Beechwood Gardens, Lisa Johnson's upstairs window is boarded up because someone shot out the glass.
I know when Hayes and Gibson was here, when they had contractors come, they try to look at that, they say they owe out too much money, so they wouldn't even repair it.
For more than 2 years, there's been a hole in her children's room that leaks when it rains.
It's hard. I just try to keep my walls wiped off and just do the best that I can. Like little work that we can do ourselves, we'll do it.
I showed the new IHA CEO, Yvonne Bean, this picture of that bedroom. How do they make sure these get addressed quickly?
And we are addressing those things. We're addressing maintenance issues nonstop.
She says IHA is still assessing the extent of issues at the former Gibson properties.
But we are not fully staffed. We weren't the managing entity for those properties, but we are trying our best with the staff that we do have.
Gibson's chief operating officer told me in a series of emails any repairs or maintenance that didn't happen was because IHA didn't make funds available. The company defended its 2+ years of management, saying it cleared hundreds of health department violations, kept offices opened and staffed, and recovered federal rental assistance payments, which it says had not been processed as far back as November 2021. Over at 16 Park, Brown says communication has been better since IHA took over.
She said, Ms. Brown, I heard you've been misplaced, and I'm trying to find out what we can do for you. Anyway, it just hurts my heart.
She's still choosing to leave, but hopes IHA can salvage what's left behind. In Indianapolis, Tim Spears for Wish TV, wishtv.com, and follow us on Facebook for updates.